Welcome to WWE Attitude Years 2000, where Triple H buried everyone, The Rock roasted everything, and Vince McMahon was out here beefing with his kids. TLC got brutal. The Radicals bailed on WCW, and nothing made sense, but we loved every second. Hop into our time machine, and let's get uncensored.
What's up, everybody? You are checking out the Uncensored Pro Wrestling Podcast. I'm your host, the Hot Commodity, and I'm joined by my own Hot Commodity.
That's me.
And that's AB, and we are jumping into our time machine like we always do, getting ready to adventure back to the new millennium, covering WWF SmackDown from November 2nd, 2000, live in Rochester, New York. And we finally have entered the month of November. So we were almost done with 2000. What have you thought of it so far?
It's been really good so far. I'm excited to see more of Kurt Angle and Chris Jericho. Like, they've just pretty much come into it in the last year. And I know we have Brock Lesnar coming. I know
Invasion.
Yeah, Invasion. So there's stuff I'm
And the best WrestleMania ever is coming up.
Which was what?
17.
Okay.
2001.
What was the main event? Austin and Rock?
Yeah. Speaking of The Rock, he comes out to kick off SmackDown, and Rock says, "Stone Cold Steve Austin, you and The Rock are not friends. I've always considered you a pretty smart guy, and I think you saw through Rikishi. I tried calling you and you didn't answer me all weekend. Come out here and let's do this man to man. I'm not asking you, Austin, I'm telling you." And that's when Stone Cold Steve Austin comes out. Rock says, "I had nothing to do with Survivor Series. Maybe Rikishi knew he couldn't beat you. The Rock didn't have a damn thing to do with running you over." And Austin says, "I came out here because I wanted to. No one tells Stone Cold Steve Austin what to do. I live by the words, don't trust anyone. Maybe Rikishi's a liar, but how do I know it wasn't you that hit me with that wrench on Raw? The only person I trust is myself." And then Rikishi comes out, and Rikishi says, "Stone Cold Steve Austin, like The Rock, you and I have never been friends, but not until last November, we were never enemies. I received a phone call from The Rock. He said he needed a favor to take out Stone Cold Steve Austin. He said the WWF wasn't big enough for the both of you. His merchandise sales were going down. Rock, I watched your back. After I ran over Stone Cold, after you hit him with a wrench on SmackDown, all I asked you was for a little help on Raw in the steel cage match, and you turned your back on me. You were scared I was becoming a bigger star, just like you were afraid of Stone Cold Steve Austin." Rock says, "Your story stinks more than your fat ass. I've always done everything face to face to you, Austin, from the time I threw the title belt to the time I threw you into the ocean. When I gave you the Austin funeral, I did it all to your face." And that's when WWF champion Kurt Angle comes out, and Angle says, "I have a problem with you, Rock. You remind me of some other athlete," talking about O.J. Simpson. He pretty much makes a quote from Johnny Cochran. And Rock calls them into the ring to fight, and Rikishi says, "No, just from looking at your eyes, we don't trust you either." And then The Rock turns around to a stone cold stunner. So Rikishi and Kurt Angle are putting it into Austin's mind that The Rock planned this. Austin doesn't trust anybody. What do you think about Austin giving The Rock a stunner?
Yeah, I mean, Austin kind of came back and did this to everybody that he suspected, but I think, unfortunately, The Rock has given enough suspicion right now to kind of deserve it. He has it intentionally, but things aren't looking too good for him. So, I kind of feel like Austin was kind of warranted.
Well, Austin is not trusting anybody, and I get it. After you get hit by a fucking car, and then
Well,
hit
not
by
only
a wrench.
not only that, but then The Rock comes out and he's like demanding that Austin come down to the ring, and Austin really hadn't done anything up until then. So
He didn't answer The Rock calls all weekend. We have a handicap hardcore
he was busy
match.
with Deborah.
He was. A handicap hardcore match next. TNA taking on Crash Holly. They all fight backstage. Steve Blackman attacks TNA with kendo sticks, and Crash Holly pins Test, and Crash has defeated both members of TNA. with some help of Steve Blackman, who we haven't seen in a little bit.
Yeah. I don't know. Steve Blackman's kind of, it's getting played out in the hardcore thing. I'm kind of over it, but I'm excited to see the Acolytes come back to reclaim their spot. I think they're gonna fuck TNA up. So
fuck Tess and Albert, but thank you, Trish.
yeah.
Steven Richards comes out next, and he trash talks the fans for their morals, and the Undertaker comes out. Richards says, "Mr. Undertaker, join us." Undertaker grabs Richards by the tie, and he says, "I think the right to censor sucks," and he lays out Steven Richards with the last ride. Now, last time we saw the Undertaker, he took out William Regal. Now he's taking out Steven Richards. He's sort of attacking the nobodies in WWE right now.
Yeah. Or, I mean, also you could look at it, the people that are, like, really, like, causing a scene and...
Horny geeks.
Yeah. I agree. I think The Undertaker has bigger fish to fry. But...
Yeah. Next, we have a WWF Women's Championship 4 corners match. The champion Lita defends against Jacqueline, Trish Stratus, and Ivory. During the match, Lita lands a twist of fate to Ivory, but Jacqueline breaks up the pinfall. Lita then lands a moonsault to Ivory, but Edge and Christian come out and land a double backbreaker to Lita. Ivory gets the pinfall victory on Lita, and Ivory is now the new women's champion, and Right to Censor hoists her up, and now she's going to be the champion. What do you think?
I don't know. I wasn't expecting it. I thought Lita would hang on to the title a little longer, but I don't see many of the people in Right to Censor carrying titles, so, you know, I think they kind of need this right now to show that they have some strength.
Rikishi comes out to take on Chris Jericho up next. This is normal, except for on Raw, we didn't see this happen. Kane comes out and he hits Chris Jericho with a choke slam. Jericho gets the DQ victory after Rikishi lays out Jericho with a bonsai drop. And then Kevin Kelly tries to interview Kane backstage, and he's like, this is more than just about coffee. So what do you think this is? What is this grudge that Kane has against Chris Jericho here?
I don't really know. I don't know if he just doesn't like him or if there's something we don't know yet, but I don't really get it. I can't recall anything in the past besides coffee, two of them, so we'll have to see what happens.
Maybe it landed on his dick and he wasn't able to say fuck Katie Vick.
Maybe.
Next, we have Val Venus and the Intercontinental Champion Eddie Guerrero teaming up against Chyna, and they're referring to Mr. Ass as Billy G now.
Boo.
Chyna lands a handspring elbow to Val in the corner, and her and Billy land a double bulldog to Val. Chyna then hits a sleeper drop to Eddie Guerrero, getting the victory for her and Billy G, but Chyna's got the pin over an Intercontinental Champion here.
Get it, girl. Maybe Chyna will get another Intercontinental title shot. That would be great. And I like this era of Chyna. She's like, you know, she's the only woman to hold the Intercontinental title, and she's beaten Eddie Guerrero, Val Venus, like the higher mid card guys, and she's really making a stand for herself. She did Playboy, so Chyna's living it right now.
She is.
It's too bad it's too bad her boyfriend's fucking Stephanie McMahon, but...
Yeah. We see Stone Cold on his cell phone backstage, and as he's walking, a crate falls from the sky. Someone's attempting to really hurt Austin, and John the Coachman looks for The Rock backstage, but he's nowhere to be found. No one knows who did this, and now Austin's even more fucked over than before. Al Snow comes out to take on Taz with Raven. I'll get your thoughts in a second. Raven comes on commentary. Taz accidentally hits a Raven during the interference from Raven, and Al gets a roll-up after Raven and Taz attack Al Snow until Jerry the King Lawler hits both men with a toilet seat.
Yeah, Al Snow's been trying to get Jerry Lawler to tag with him. Why, I don't know. There's a million other people that he could get to tag with him that... I guess because the King has hatred toward Taz. But, yeah, I think we're going to get it probably in the next couple of weeks. They're going to team up. So, and as far as Rock and Austin go, I don't know. I mean, it looks bad for The Rock, but I feel like it's a little too obvious. So I feel like we might get a last minute surprise about who it is. Maybe it's somebody coming back or somebody already here. I don't know. But I'm kind of feeling it's not really The Rock.
See. Next, Chris Benoit takes on Triple H. During the match, Perry Saturn and Dean Malenko come out and attack Triple H, but Triple H is still able to get a pedigree on Benoit. And then Intercontinental Champion Eddie Guerrero comes down and hits Triple H with the title belt and puts Chris Benoit on top. Benoit gets the win. The Radicals are back together, but Triple H attacks Perry Saturn with a chair. But like I just said, the Radicals look like they're back on top.
Yeah, I don't really have a lot to say about it. I don't get that at all. I think they were doing better apart, but
Strength in numbers.
yeah, I guess. I don't know. I'm not too fond of that, but
Our main event, WWF Champion Kurt Angle defends against The Rock here. Angle lands a belly to belly. Angle tries to leave, but The Rock grabs him. Angle lands an Olympic slam for a 2 count. Rock tosses the Angle to the floor, and Angle looks like his leg gets hurt here. Rock applies a sharpshooter, but Rikishi comes out and attacks The Rock, getting The Rock a DQ victory, but not the championship. After Angle and Rikishi attack The Rock until Stone Cold Steve Austin makes the save, and Austin, though, turns around to a rock bottom from The Rock. What were your thoughts on everything here?
yeah, I mean, it's definitely a good build up, but like I said, I don't know if it's going to be The Rock, but I feel like this is definitely going to lead to a fight between them. So yeah, I mean, they kind of both had it coming. The Rock was mouthing off, Austin stunned him, so this is going to be a good rivalry, and who better to have it with? They're the top 2 guys, so it's going to be good, I think.
Yeah, I'm excited. I know what happens, but I'm still excited for everyone else to kind of see what plays out and what happens. Who's the person behind Austin getting run over? We'll definitely find out in a couple of episodes. We've got Survivor Series just around the corner, so we're going to be covering that. And we're going to wrap up the year 2000 pretty soon, so be on the lookout for that. Until next time, make sure you subscribe, like, hit the notification bell, follow us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Amazon Music. Stay safe and stay uncensored.